Zappening humans, AJ here, punk poets, desperate violation of human evolution and living nightmare. It's been way too long, it has been way too long, and I do apologise that I haven't been posting stuff up recently. I've had a bad couple of weeks. It's mostly medical, actually it's entirely medical, so I haven't been able to get back onto you. But I'm on the full swing now, so I'm back in work. As much as writing and publicising is work, there are definitely different stages. So today is going to be the first step of my sort of 6-day program. So I've got 6 days to do X, Y, and Z. So that means 2 X's, 2 Y's, 2 Z. And then Sunday I can sit down and I can play games and shoot things, which I fucking love, because I love to blast something in the face and watch it explode. That's the joys of being human, to be fair, these days. So I'm going to try and keep this quick as possible. Today is my first Monday review. I say review. It's a read through. So you can probably see the new t-shirts, which I got for half price with my new book. And I've also got a nice new pin badge, but that's attached to my gimbal, which is a chair with a random bit of equipment that's got elastic bands on it, which holds my mobile phone, which is how I film these bits and pieces. But anyway, just picked up John Cooper Clarke's I Want to Be Yours. So it's Life and Times of John Cooper Clarke. So Mondays is going to be about doing sort of bits and pieces on my favourite punk poets. I really should have started with Patti Smith, but I had a bit of a splurge recently and I literally got a load of JCC stuff. I got his book, a pin badge, the t-shirt, and also I bought 2 tickets to go and see him next year, so I am really excited about this. So what I'm going to be doing today is going through one of his poems. I am not going to be analysing it. I am not accredited enough to analyse this man's poetry. I know it's in the GCSE syllabus, so there's kids that are like 15, 16 out there reading through his work and applying their mental capacity to it, and I give them a load of love, because the man's an absolute genius. I've tried to analyse it, but it's literally fried my brain. Absolutely fried my brain. So when he says that he's forcing his thoughts down the throats of these poor children that can't fight back, he's fucking right. He is fucking right, because I literally cannot analyse this man's work. It's so good. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be doing a very quick run through. Not as quick as his verbatim speeches, because obviously he works in a Ramon style, hence the t-shirt. He works in a Ramon style, so as fast as you can complete the poem, the better. But I'm not going to do it as slow as he does it in his musical style, because I'm obviously not doing it to a beat or what have you, so it's going to be in between. So hopefully it's going to be about 3 to 5 minutes, as long as I can get it right. And I really hope this is the take where I get it right, because fuck me man, I've read this poem 100 times already. I love it to bits, but for those of you that do YouTube videos, you can probably understand that when you get to take 15, 16, you're like, just get it right, and that's the way it works. But anyway, I was going to do Monster from Outer Space, but I'm going through some personal stuff at the moment, and Monster from Outer Space would probably bring up a lot of shit from my background that is not needed. I'm trying to be nice at the moment. So anyway, here we go. I'm going to be looking at the sheet a lot. I do apologise because I know this poem pretty much verbatim, but because of my Alzheimer's, I need to take frequent prompts. So I do apologise. I'm not looking at the camera again, guys, but bear with me. Okay. Before I start, if I go into a Manchester accent, I do apologise, but that's how I remember. That's how I know JCC. That's the problem. That's the problem I get with this. But I'm going to try and do it in my own accent, which is rather demure. I say that, but it's more Newport than anything. But anything. But here we go. Far from crazy... I even fucked it up straight off the start. Hang on. Far from crazy pavements, the taste of silver spoons, a clinical arrangement on a dirty afternoon, where the fecal germs of Mr. Freud are rendered obsolete. The legal term is null and void in the case of Beasley Street. In the cheap seats where murder breeds, somebody is out of breath. Sleep is the luxury they don't need, a sneak preview of death. Belladonna is your flower, manslaughter your meat. Spend a year in a couple of hours on the edge of Beasley Street. Where the action isn't, that's where it is. State your position, vacancies exist. In an ex-certificate exercise, ex-serviceman street. Keith Joseph smiles and babies die in a box on Beasley Street. From the boarding houses and the bed sits full of accidents and fleas, somebody gets it. Where the missing persons freeze, wearing a dead man's overcoats, you can't see their feet. A rift joint shuts, opens up right down on Beasley Street. Cars collide, colours clash, disaster movie stuff for a man with a Fu Manchu moustache. Revenge is not enough. There's a dead canary on a swivel seat. There's a rainbow in the road. Meanwhile on Beasley Street, silence is the code. Hot beneath the collar, an inspector calls, wherein perishing stink of squalor impregnates the walls. The rats have all got rickets. They spit through broken teeth. The name of the game is not cricket, caught out on Beasley Street. The hipster and his hired hat drive a borrowed car, yellow socks and pink cravat, nothing la-di-da. OAP, mother-to-be, watch the three-piece suite when shit-stoppered drains and crocodile skis are seen on Beasley Street. The kingdom of the blind, a one-eyed man is king. Beauty problems are redefined. The doorbells do not ring. A light bulb bursts like a blister, the only form of heat. Here a fellow sells his sister down the river on Beasley Street. The boys are on the wagon. The girls are on the shelf. Their common problem is that they're not someone else. The dirt blows out, the dust blows in, they can't keep it neat. It's a fully furnished dustbin, 16 Beasley Street. Vince the aging savage betrays no kind of life, but the smell of yesterday's cabbage and the ghost of last year's wife. Through a constant haze of deodorant sprays, he says, retreat. Alsatians dog the dirty days down the middle of Beasley Street. People turn to poison, quick as lager turns to piss. Sweethearts are physically sick every time they kiss. It's a sociologist's paradise. Each day repeats. on easy, cheesy, greasy, queasly, beastly, beasley streets. Eyes dead as vicious fish, look around for laughs. If I could have just one wish, I would be a photograph. On a permanent Monday morning, get lost or fall asleep when the yellow cats are yawning around the back of Beasley Street. Right. Like I said, no extension of this whatsoever. I can't do this man justice. The only justice I can do this man is that I've bought tickets to his show next year, and I've bought this book, and it's by my bedside. I'm reading it constantly. For my fellow poets out there, I want to give you this. Read, like constantly read. Write, constantly write. Love, 50% love. The other 50% is for yourselves. But otherwise, experience. And it's a very weird one because all of these different percentages will add up to around about 1,575%. So you need to balance those things out. You really need to balance those things out. But I've got a lot of stuff to sling around over the next couple of days. I have some promo stuff. I have some of my 1-0 somethings. I have a lot of my dedications to other poets and what have you. Next week for my punk poet historians, I'm going to be doing Patti Smith. And then after that, I'm going to be doing there's not many of them, but I'm going to be doing Patti Smith next week, which you should definitely check in on because that is music done in poetry form, whereas JCC is poetry done in musical form. So it's definitely one to enjoy. Anyway, guys, much love, much peace.